Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Hipster Podcast. This is your host, Jamil Hassan, the Crypto Hipster, where I interview founders, entrepreneurs, executives, thought leaders, musicians in the world of crypto and blockchain around the world. And I have an amazing guest today. All my guests are amazing, by the way, but I have an amazing guest today. His name is Javier Castro-Acuña. He is the business controller in charge of crypto at Bitnovo. Javier, welcome.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me, Emil.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. And so, kick things off and ask you first, what is your background, and is it a logical background for what you're doing now?
Well, I hope it's logical for what I'm doing nowadays. But my background, I mean, I studied business administration in Madrid in the university, and then I started to work at some multinational companies in the finance area. So I joined Vodafone. I worked there in the technology area for financial planning and control for about 5 years. And then I joined another uh, English speaking company instead of British, this one American. I joined 20th Century Fox. And I was there for almost 11 years at the home entertainment area. I was at the business controlling, so seeing overall all the operations, how was working overall in terms of finance. And in I think it's been 3 years now since I joined Bitnovo. I joined in September 20, but uh, the usual question is how I moved from the traditional business to now working full time in a crypto company. It's I started to I think the first time I heard about Bitcoin was 2014. I wish I had bought then, but I didn't. And it was because before I had children, one of my hobbies was playing online poker, and it was the beginning of Twitch. There were a lot of American poker players streaming there, and I heard that they were investing some of their gains in Bitcoin, and I that was the first time I heard about it, and I was thrilled by the technologies behind behind Bitcoin because all the things that are involved there from a finance background it's amazing, and I started to fall down the rabbit hole, and so obviously take a look at all the papers and started to attending meetings and digging videos, and I ended up studying in 2018 a master's degree in blockchain, smart contracts, and crypto economics uh, for 1 year and a half. So I finished it by just before the pandemic started, and in early 2020. And in September, I joined Bitnovo. So, and it's been 3 years. I barely can believe it.
Where'd you get your master's?
In Madrid as well, instead of Universidad Autónoma, which is where I studied my business degree, in Universidad de Alcalá. It's another very well-known Spanish university, and that was the second promotion. So they started in 2017 with this, and I think it was pretty much the first one in Spain teaching this kind of weird stuff.
I like it. You don't hear of a master's degree in blockchain here in the US, so that's why it threw me off a little bit, but I'm glad you had that. It's great. So, cool. So, um, Bitnovo, right? Um, how did how did it come about? Like, what's your vision and the mission for the company? What's Bitnovo all about?
Well, the idea of the company, it started in 2014 when our founder was trying to buy a book online, and he realized that the only means of payment was Bitcoin. So he started to, okay, so he needed Bitcoin to get the book. And again, that was the trigger, and he realized how tough was to buy Bitcoin, especially at that time for Spaniards, for non-English speakers. And he tried to, so the company started the following year in 2015 with the idea to make as easy as possible, obviously starting with the Spanish speakers, so they can buy cryptocurrencies, mainly Bitcoin at the very beginning. So in the easiest possible way. So he came up with the idea of selling vouchers, the same vouchers when you go to a store and you find the Spotify, the PlayStation vouchers. There are our Bitnovo vouchers, so you can buy straight them with cash. And I think what makes us different from the rest of platforms, not only in Spain, but I would say overall, is we are a non-custodial platform. So we are truly crypto believers. So whenever you buy crypto through Bitnovo, the crypto goes straight to your wallet. We don't hold our customers' wallet, our customers' funds. So I think this is so in our platform there are no withdrawals. So for example, when it comes to all the events happening last year, all the FTX, if tomorrow Bitnovo disappears, I mean, I'd like to think that to believe that our customers would be missing our products and services, but their funds will be safe because we don't hold them. They already have them at their disposal. So this is pretty much the story of how Bitnovo started, and now we are continuing developing products and services, because until last year, I would say we were pretty much focused on B2C. So everything was retail. We have three main business lines. So the vouchers, which are where we are most well known. We have 40,000 points of sales across the south of Europe, obviously mainly in Spain, but also in Italy, in Portugal. And obviously in our platform, you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies like any other one, but with the main difference I mentioned earlier, it goes straight to your wallet at any time. If you don't have a wallet, our application includes one for free. And if not, you just give us your address. You can have your Trezor, your Ledger, wherever it's your favorite wallet, and we send it straight. And also the third service we have for retail, we have some partners that issue prepaid cards, and we provide with the top-up service, so they can top the cards up with cryptocurrencies. Those were the three main business lines we have for retailers, and now we are moving to B2B, and we have developed a payment gateway, a crypto payment gateway, so you can truly pay with crypto. So it's not a conversion. I mean, it's going to be a truly payment. So stores can accept crypto as a means of payment, but if they want, we make the settlement with euros in Europe or in the local currency. So they don't need to know anything about crypto. They just have, like in an online store or in a physical store. In an online store, you can have the Visa, MasterCard, PayPal button. You also have the pay with crypto button with our Bitnovo Pay solution, and it's working pretty well. And also we have developed an on and off ramp, so people can buy and sell crypto and in any web page. So it's just through our API. it's super simple for other businesses. They can start to work with crypto.
Sounds like there's a lot going on. Sounds pretty good. So, let me get you. You did mention the Spanish-speaking population as far as crypto, but first, and I do want to dive into that. First, I want to get the status, the overall crypto adoption status in Europe and Spain, and then I can dive in a little further.
I mean, it's not as big as in other countries because I mean the euro, I would say, like the dollar is a pretty strong currency. So according to the last service, I've seen that in Spain they're talking about 10-15% of the population has operated at some point with or has made some sort of transaction with cryptocurrencies, or they have bought or invested. But I mean, it's a tiny number in comparison to other countries in South America or in Asia or even in Africa, because those countries where they don't have people who don't have access to a bank account, but they do have access to the internet. So pretty much every person in the world has a mobile phone, so they have a device to connect to the internet. So this is a new way to store and to send value across the internet without banks. So those are the countries where the adoption is way bigger. But here in Europe, and especially in Spain, we can complain because every day more and more people are interested in this new technology, and because I mean they've seen what happened with their money and how their purchase power is going down the drain, and people start to realize what money is and why this, from my point of view, is a better an evolution of money.
Yep, I agree. So I'm just checking here. I'm checking my analytics. And Spain, actually, I'm in 83. My podcast is listened to in 83 countries, and Spain is seventh. So I want to know, first of all, what the current challenges to using crypto as a payment method, are in Spain. And then you said the Spanish-speaking population, has challenges, right, in the world. I have an audience there, but what are the challenges and have been the challenges for the Spanish-speaking population around the world as far as crypto and blockchain?
Okay. Answering the first question, when it comes to use crypto as a means of payment, because a lot of people just buy crypto, they invest in crypto, but so now what? So people start, okay, I want to pay with this. I do have this. For some people, it's a long-term investment, but for other people, they want to use it pretty much on a daily basis. And the problem is, okay, I want to pay with crypto, but there are not a lot of places where they accept crypto as a means of payment. And also, there are not a lot of solutions that give you the chance to really pay with crypto. I mean, because there are other platforms, some exchanges that they issue a card, but you are paying with a card. The means of payment is they are just converting beforehand the crypto into euros, and then you're paying with euros with a Visa card. So not it's not the transaction is not on the blockchain. So it's really you're not paying with crypto. They are converting your crypto into euros, but you're not really paying with crypto. That's why we build this solution. So you go with your wallet and you scan the QR code, and you're really sending the crypto to a different wallet, and on the background we are making the conversion. We are making the settlement to the stores in euros if they prefer. Some other prefer a percentage in crypto or just stable coins. But I would say that the main problem is there are not a lot of solutions that offer, but a real crypto payment. So here, I like to say that, to think that our goal, our aim at Bitnovo is like in the same way I mentioned earlier. You go to store and you see the sticker with a Visa, MasterCard. I'd love to see the stickers you can pay with crypto, and we're getting the interest not only from the people who want to buy, but also from the point of view of the merchandisers of the stores. It's a great solution because uh, it's usually it's cheaper than paying with a credit card that usually charges 2-3% to the stores. And also, and I would say that this is what I would like to highlight, that this is the most important thing, is there are no chargebacks. I mean, whenever there's no fraud in there. So whenever the transaction, we give you the green light because it's already in the blockchain. The merchant can give the product, send the product from the store, and they will get the money, and there won't be a chargeback a few days later because there was some sort of fraud. So it's cheaper, is super fast. I mean, also depending, we are working with several networks. Obviously, it's going to depend on the amounts. Or I mean, you have obviously the Bitcoin Lightning for small payments, but also you can use the Polygon network, for example, or other fast networks to make small payments. So it's not, transactional costs are ridiculous. So this is pretty much what we have developed in order to overcome this problem. We realize it's pretty everywhere, but here in Spain and also Europe.
And how about the issues, then challenges with the Spanish-speaking population? How have they grown, and how we can fix those?
I mean, I would like to make the differentiation between the people in Spain who don't have the issues with the currency or with access to bank accounts, in comparison to people in South America, for example, in Argentina, where because of the inflation, their currency, like the peso in Argentina, it's I mean it's valueless. Every single day the value is going down, and that's it's the place where they want to get everything on dollars, and with the crypto payments they can have them in digital dollars like USDC, USDT. So they get the payments with these coins, so they are not losing value. They can send them to other friends and family everywhere around the world. So this is where, I mean, I think this is the main use case for this, and stable coins are a great solution for the needs of these people. And also it's true, because I mean, some Spanish people, we don't speak English properly, and we have a lot of trouble understanding. So, and most of the information, most of the things related to crypto, related to blockchain, are in English. So that makes even tougher for Spanish speakers to get that knowledge easily.
You mentioned stable coins, so let's get into that a little bit. And you mentioned Argentina, and we're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit later. But my next question is this: speaking of that stable coin, the deputy governor, right, of the Bank of Spain believes, and it said this, I got this out of a Coin Telegraph article, believes that the private payment solutions, right, can not only exist, but they can thrive and work together with a digital euro, right? How's that synergy working out? What do you see?
Yeah, I mean, what I see is that they are changing the mind. So because just a couple of years ago, crypto was scam, and now they're saying this that even there's gonna be some sort of collaboration between, because they are seeing that are a lot of companies, a lot of startups, fintech startups are flourishing, and especially when it comes to the payment industry. And I mean, if you can fight them, you have to join them. That's what they are doing. I I think both solutions are going to coexist for some certain period of time, but eventually the newer, the stronger, the better is going to stay, and the old traditional currencies will. This is just my point of view, but they will eventually disappear as we know them today.
Interesting. Yeah, the year I went to Spain and I went to Italy too. I came home with lira and Spanish, money, and then they changed it to the euro. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm not using this anymore. It was a few $100 or whatever, but so interesting, and then you mentioned Argentina, right? Should these Spanish banks, right, be looking at countries like Argentina, like El Salvador, like other comparable Spanish speaking countries to help them build their roadmap, for the future and build those synergies?
I mean, then when it comes to Spain, for example, banks, BBVA, which is the second largest bank in Spain, and I think it's top 5 in Europe, they are already offering cryptocurrency services to their users, but they are doing that in Switzerland, not in Spain, because in Switzerland the regulation goes ahead. So here I mean, MiCA was passed, I think, in April, but now you have like 18 months to apply, and then another 18 months till all are at the same pace. So I would say that till July 2026, the marketing crypto assets regulation is not going to be uh, fully applying in Europe, and that's almost it's going to be in 3 years. I wish I'm wrong, and I'm going to be surprised, and they're going to apply it earlier. But as far as I'm concerned, and seeing the how things are developing in at least in Spain, I don't think it's going to be fully effective until that date.
Wow, I didn't. I thought, okay, so I didn't know that would take that long. And as you know, you've been in crypto for a number of years, so you know how things change every year, right? So, what do you think some of the dangers are as far as waiting that long? Well, and dangers and opportunities, right? What do you see these next few years looking like? With wow, that's still in 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 flux or not determined yet.
I mean, the problem is that, as you mentioned, is this technology goes so fast that regulation is always lagging, and it looks like they are never going to catch up. Because if they are leaving some things untouched for now, uh, not including them in MiCA, and things are going to be evolving, it looks like they are always late. But hopefully there will be some amendments, and they will try to catch up. But at least we have a framework that is going to standardize in Europe things, because as of today it's a little bit messy, because every single country has different rules, And this is, I don't think this is fair, because we can't compete with equal conditions, because depending on where you are, uh, some laws are more friendly than in one country than in others.
One of the things that's growing rapidly, I think it's growing more than Bitcoin, is artificial intelligence, right? There's just so much uncertainty there, right? At the end of August, a few weeks ago, Spain launched an AI regulation agency, in a bid to be the world leader in AI. Like, how do you see this agency working with Bitcoin-centric organizations, and what opportunities do you think would open up in Spain for the advancement of AI along with crypto, blockchain, and Bitcoin?
Well, I think this agency was launched just for the show, because it's not compulsory. Yes, we're the first country in Europe to launch this kind of agency. But as far as I'm concerned, I think they have the board. There are 7 people in the board, or this is how this is planned, because it's not ongoing yet. But out of these 7 people, only one member is going to be an independent one, and will be from the AI industry. So the other 6 people are going to be people appointed by the government. So I think this is just something for the show. It's fancy. You got the press release. You include a couple of words that everyone agrees they sound super great, like inclusion and all the stuff, and just for the show. I'm afraid. Uh, I, I'd like to be wrong.
It would be good to be wrong, if it's government back focus, But what do you see, like, are the opportunities, for the merge, the intersection of AI and Bitcoin? What do you think is possible out of work with those two together?
I mean, we already see at the market some sort of solutions mixing or trying to take advantage of the crypto markets, and especially I've seen, for example, when it comes to research, to analytics, there are amazing tools. Like, I mean, there's a plugin of ChatGPT that you can use it. I'm not sure if you're familiar with DeFi Llama, which is, so there's a plugin in which it works amazingly if you want to dive deeper when it comes to new protocols within the DeFi world. It's amazing, because I mean they do a lot of work, and they save you a lot of time. So I think we'll see more and more tools that, combining with the AI, we're gonna see more solutions that will make crypto appear even better, which eventually make the adoption grow faster.
And how do you see like, in the past year we've had, the there's been a reverse adoption, right? You just mentioned that earlier, FTX and all these other stuff that goes on. How do you see adoption picking steam back up? How do we get there? How do we get to another bull market cycle? How can Bitnovo help with that?
I mean, the most amazing thing is that we heard nowadays that crypto is death, when Bitcoin today is the 13th of September 2023, and it's around $26,000, and it's dead. So in March 2020, 3 years ago, it was below 4,000. So now at 46,000, we still hear this is dead. So I mean, it's 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 a joke. I think so this is just from my point of view that the adoption is already here steadily, but it's already here because I mean the price don't go up unless more people buy it. So and more people want to buy, and now not only retail, yes, institutions are coming. We'll see all these filings of ETFs. I'm pretty sure we'll see the spot ETF approval within the next 6 months, I would say. So, and I mean, if BlackRock gets it, and that's the leader, all the rest of fund managers are going just along with them. So I think it's going to be massive.
I would agree. I don't know what the price is going to go to, but yeah, I would think that it's going to go up. So I want to thank you a lot very much for your time today. This has been, an enjoyable conversation, and I have, I guess, one further question, and it's an easy one, and it is: how can people find out more information about you, about Bitnovo, become a customer, follow out you guys what you do? How can they do any of that?
I mean, when it comes to me, I'm not into social media a lot, so probably they just gonna find me through LinkedIn. So my professional profile is there. And when it comes to Bitnovo, I mean, I encourage them to visit our website and at bitnovo.com and just take a look, download our application. You can try our wallet. It's for free. You don't even need to register. You don't even need KYC just to operate with a wallet. It's just a wallet. You only need to go through the KYC if you are operating with euros mainly in Europe, but without fiat currency, you can use our wallet, and we are supporting a lot of blockchains. We're adding some more in the near future. We're gonna release a new version of our wallet this year, and and we are integrating some DeFi stuff even for people who has no idea about DeFi. But for example, a stake area. So just with a click of the button, you'd be staking your coins, and you don't even have to have the knowledge. You don't need the knowledge to do that, which is because I would say when it comes to crypto, the UX is one of the main cons we are still facing.
I'm going to ask a follow up on the final question. And what's the UX issues, right? I want to ask you about that. What you said it's the main cons you're still facing. How do you see it that way, and how do you fix it?
I mean, for some people, some are already fixed. For example, in our platform, you don't need to know anything about what a market order is or a limit order is. You just click, and also you don't need to. There are no hidden costs when it comes to withdrawals, because some exchanges, some platforms, they say we have a super cheap rate, but then when you want to really have to truly have the crypto, because if it's, I mean, as Antonopoulos says, it's not your keys, not your Bitcoin, not your crypto. This is our main philosophy. So in our platform, it goes straight to your wallet, and I think it's easier. And with the vouchers, and if you want to gift someone a present, you can give one of our vouchers. You can get them in a physical store or online. I think it's a nice way to be introduced in this world, because until you don't see that you have these the figures, you don't see you have some ethers or some fractions of Bitcoin in your wallet, in your phone, until you don't see, and then is when you realize how powerful this is.
Sounds good to me. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks a lot for having me, Jamil. It's been a pleasure.